Neonic Void Productions presents.
Hi, welcome to Voidonica, where the DM can't get his fucking shit together. I am the DM and host, Devin, and today I am joined with everybody. Introduce yourselves, and we'll save the new person for last.
Alrighty, well, my name is Jacob. I'm playing the role of Freed, Wolfborn Barbarian. And it's okay, Devin. None of us have our shit together.
Yeah, fair.
All right, I'll go next. My name is Tyler, and I'll be playing the role of Tama.
Work.
I am Tiff, and I play the role of Davy.
Love Davey.
My name is Isaac, and I'm playing the role of Colby.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Juliet, and I'm playing Bubbles.
Welcome. Hi, welcome everybody. We got today, ladies and gents and listeners. We do have a new player joining the fray. Granted, they officially join in the game next week, but I offered up to have him listen in on an episode before his character officially joins in. So if you please would like to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Dakota. I'll be playing Myth, who is going to be a barbarian druid.
Yeah, of course. This has been the works for a couple weeks now, so it's good to finally have you here, Dakota, and hopefully everything goes well. You like what you see, and everything goes Gucci for next week. So before we get into what happened last week, Tiff, work, Queen, you better work.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
The hell, keeping? Sorry. If you like this podcast, make sure you follow and rate us on whatever site you listen to your podcast. Share it with your friends. New episodes get uploaded. Sorry, there's a child in the room. There's new episodes get uploaded every Wednesday. Links are down in the description for other podcasts that are part of the Neonic family. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @Voidonica. That's @VOIDONICA. We also have a YouTube. Yay! If you are on YouTube, hi, hello, welcome. Make sure you check out our other shows that are on the channel. We have fun here. Mints are going to be on the pillow, and now we're going to go on to the game.
Yeah. So, what happened last week? What happened last time, y'all? Whoever answers it again, y'all will get temporary hit points for the episode.
We played D&D last week.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Good job. Good job, Isaac.
I'll take those temporary hit points now. Thank you.
There was just a lot of character building and lore building. So we're just really like a lot of interactions between each character, just seeing like what we're doing. Freed wasn't doing much. He was just like playing around with Caspian.
Yeah.
I was about to say he was playing with himself.
Oh, I mean,
like Caspian is an intelligent trident.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's part of him now, so yeah, it's kind of accurate, but
it just sounds weird saying that. Yeah.
But he was just basically like getting to know Caspian because, like him and Caspian, like, so like Freed is still pretty young. He's like he's just a teenager.
Yeah.
And so Caspian is like, even though he doesn't have a real physical age, he does have like a mental age. So Caspian has a very similar mental age to Freed. So it's I'm looking forward to seeing how Caspian's character changes, because like, is this gonna be like Ted, where it starts off
Wow.
as a sweet little teddy bear and turns into a
Yeah.
decrepit old man?
I mean, I did tell you whatever actions you pull in this game will affect Caspian, and same way because he's attached to you. So
I'm
whatever
interested.
whatever stuff that you go through or you feel, he feels as well.
Love it. Can't wait.
Now, there's a lot of that happened, a lot of background story, a lot of talk with deities and kind of planting seeds for future stuff. So the cleric, Colby, decided to, what did he decide to do last time? And if you could say what order of things he saw, you get an extra 10 points on top of the 10 temporary hit points. What did he see? What did not the Caspian, what did Colby see when he turned into his house cat? The house cat. And then, of course, ladies and gentlemen, for lore purposes, the cleric, Colby, is a cleric of peace, right?
Yes.
Yes, cleric of peace. And he's a follower of the god of salvation, which is another tabaxi, or used to be a tabaxi. So the followers of said god can change their form to a house cat. But the house cat, if the god favors them, they are gifted with the true sight, basically. So as long as he's in his the house cat form, he has true sight, so he see through illusions and see people's true forms and such if they were to have them, or like illusions and shit. So, but yeah, if someone could say what all he saw that was significant, and what he all saw, y'all get extra temporary hit points. If someone wants to crack at it.
Okay, I went and saw Jacob talking to his weapon.
Yes, you were spying on Freed, but do you remember anything specific about Freed outside of him talking to his weapon? Because there was something significant about Freed that was off-putting to you. To Colby.
I don't remember.
Okay. So you saw Freed. Cool. We'll get to that. I'll refresh our memory when we get to that. But Freed. Cool.
I also went and spied on the captain, Davy.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I saw that they have a thick, smoky aura around her.
Mm-hmm. What color?
Purple.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Good. You remember that? Uh-huh.
Maybe sparks of lightning. I don't know why I have that written down.
Work. Lovely.
Then I went and saw.
You don't have to go in any particular order. Just I want a list of like everything you saw.
I don't think I don't remember Bubbles doing anything.
Bubbles wasn't anything. Was anything odd or different about them?
Okay.
I'm just looking for the particular ones that there was something weird going on.
And then Tama.
What did you see about Tama?
Second mouth under his chin.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Let's see. There was Scarlet. You saw Scarlet's true form as well as the she's also the Nine Tails. So yeah, you saw Tama's mouth that he's not aware of. You saw there's Bothus.
I thought he is aware. Oh, wait, he had a dream about just because I know that we were sitting there for that sequence.
Yeah, Tama is not. I don't think Tama doesn't know yet. He knows he had that wound or whatever that was going on, but If I remember correctly, Tyler, Tom is not aware that he has a second mouth yet, right?
I'm pretty sure when he conversed with Winter and Soul and the spirits of the souls he devoured showed up, and it's like, yeah, you get a second mouth.
I can't remember if he got that or not. I'll have to listen back at that episode.
I'm fairly certain they told him, and he tried to feel around. for it, nearly
That's
bit his
right.
fingers off.
That's right. And then he was feeling around. He felt teeth. Okay, you're right. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right. You're right. He does. He just hasn't woken up to see if it's actually real or not, or if it was just a dream. Okay, yeah. You're right. You're right. I forgot about that. The gods pointed that second mouth out. You're just like, what? And you felt stuck your hand in the mouth and felt the teeth and shit. Yeah. Okay. With Freed, you all. Not you all. Colby, with Freed, he was almost like a jumbling mess of like. You couldn't quite figure out what was going on, but the form that you saw was not. It was not his true form, the one that he's walking around in.
Oh.
There's something else going on, but it wasn't clear to you.
Okay.
And obviously, it's not clear to him either. But there is something going on there with Freed. As far as his physical body goes. I'll say that. I think that's pretty much everything. I did have you do a certain role for something in particular. But that is not necessarily important at the moment.
Okay.
I think what else? Lightning with the captain. And I think that's everything. I think that was majority of the stuffs. Yes. So now what Colby decides to do with that knowledge is up to him if he decides to say anything about it or whatnot. Now there was an NPC outside of Scarlet that you did see, and he was glowing I remember correctly. I said he was glowing like a bright light.
Oh yeah, not Phoebus.
Bophus.
Mm-hmm.
Bophus. He's glowing like a bright light, like a mini sun on the ship for whatever reason. That. Yeah. So there's something going on with. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing. There's something going on there. There's something going on with Bophus. But Bophus was the only other NPC on board that had. Oh, you also saw something in the basement, like a suitcase or like a briefcase of some kind that is not what it seemed. And you sensed Leo is somehow associated with it, but you don't know. Again, you don't know in what way or whatnot, but
yeah,
it's Leo, so it's like whatever. There's something going on there. And then what happened after all that? What happened when we ended the game? When we ended the game, what happened? Does anyone remember?
You said, "Goodbye, everyone. We will see you next week."
No, there was something that happened on the
I don't remember.
On the deck. Anybody? Nobody? There was a dwarf floating in the ocean.
Oh,
that's right.
Right.
The man overboard.
The man overboard? Yeah, there was a dwarf floating about. Man overboard. And that's where we ended it, is when everyone got onto the deck to see if they could find if we're going to find some way to get him out of the water. Unless y'all decide not to. If you decide not to, just leave him there drowning to his death. You could very well do that if you wanted to. I'm not your mom. I'm not gonna hold you. So if you want to leave you want to leave a person overboard, you can. But that's where we left off, is that you see a man, a dwarf overboard, face down in the water, and his body's just kind of floating there. And that's where we left off. I mean,
I'll go jump in.
Oh, okay. So we're starting it off. So Bubbles, you want to jump into the water because you're the jumper.
I think at the end of it, like Davy yelled, like "Man overboard!"
Yeah, she did. So everybody, you get 10 temporary hit points for the session.
For the dead. Okay.
For the session. Now, next session, that's something I do Dakota, if someone can recap what happened last week for them, mostly recap what happened previous week, I'll get y'all temporary hit points for the session to all players. It makes it. It's a way to keep y'all in the know what's going on. That you get extra temporary hit points and shit. So if you didn't end up dealing with combat, I do that every episode. All right. So Bubbles,
So,
you were
real quick. Hey,
Yes.
real quick. I have a question. So I got like 5 temporary hit points last time.
yes.
Do I still keep those, or are they gone?
No, they're gone.
Okay.
All the temporary hit points you all get are for that session only. So, for example, these 10, if you don't use these 10 up this episode for whatever reason, they disappear next session. And then so on and so forth. But every week you'll have a chance to get a certain number of temporary hit points if somebody can recite what happens. What happened previous week.
Okay.
But yeah, I used to do where the temporary hit points would stack, and then it got ridiculous. So we're not doing that again. Shit got ridiculous. So no. So yeah. If you have 5, just add the other 5, and there you go. Use your 10 temporary hit points. So, Bubbles, are you enlarging at all?
Yeah,
Or you just
I'll enlarge.
Oh, okay. So you're going to grow to huge or gigantic?
Large.
Large. Sorry, large. I don't know why I said huge. Large. So you grow to large. So you jump off ship as you're enlarging, and you land in the water, and you swim over to what looks to be a man, and you realize, oh yeah, that's a dwarf. It's a hefty dwarf with long hair that goes about down to his neck, of like bright red hair, and he has a thick, long beard that reaches down past his stomach.
I mean, I'll go swim and try and save him.
All right. So you pick him up, and he's a dwarf, so he's like he's like maybe a third of your height, so you have no problems picking him up. And you get back on the ship after you, what? Are you going to jump back on the ship, climb? Because usually jump, right?
Davey's shouting out orders for like
Mm-hmm.
help.
Okay.
Like for people to go and help.
Oh, help Bubbles?
Yeah.
Okay. So the crew's getting everything together, there's some people putting down the anchor. There are other people getting like ropes and stuff to throw out to Bubbles to help kind of pull Bubbles in, so it'd be easier to hold the dwarf as well as help Bubbles get back onto the ship. So people are running around, oh my god, scrambling and doing a bunch of different jobs to kind of stop the ship as well as helping Bubbles. So the anchor drops. The ship is situated where it's just now still in the calm sea in the dead of night. It's probably about now I'd say it's probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. It's a few hours before sunrise. So it's fairly early in the morning, and Bubbles comes back on the ship with help with some of the crew as well as the dwarf. Now, when you put down the dwarf, Bubbles, he flops to the ground like a rock. He does. Somebody want to look at him, figure out if he's still alive. You can roll a medicine check.
I got it.
So are you in your house cat form, just sniffing around him? Or are you back at
that
Tabaxi?
ended a long time ago.
Okay, so you're back in your looking like a Tabaxi.
Yes.
Can I I'm gonna poke him with
Your trident,
the with the blunt end, the pommel.
the flint end. Okay, you
Not
poking him.
That doesn't help.
The cat, the Tabaxi swats at the trident. Okay. With that 24, Colby, you do sense that he is not breathing currently.
Is he?
But it doesn't seem like he's not with that 24, you can tell that he's not like been dead for a long time, but he like recently just like stopped breathing. Like there's time to save him. You just have to do like someone has to do like CPR and shit. But you would need help. So who wants to help Colby try to resuscitate this dwarf?
I'll help. I mean, I got the stamina for it.
I could try to help.
Okay. Roll me another medicine check, Isaac, with advantage, or spare the dying works too. Trying to make it more. I was trying to make it more interactive. Okay.
No.
We'll say that.
Magic.
Damn. Well, okay. We'll say that
Magic
those two.
CPR. We just
those
force
two-
air into him without having to touch lips.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll say that they were between the two, Bubbles and Davy. Bubbles was pumping hand compressions on the chest to try to get the heart breathing, and they're just like, breathe. And then Colby, you're just standing there going, spare the dying.
Well, we can make it a little more dramatic, and that like I'm kind of whispering prayers over like whispering in his ears. It's like
That works too.
it is not time for you to visit our God yet. To be judged, you'll be brought back to this life.
And then a few seconds go by, nothing. And then he opens his eyes and looks up at you, Colby, and he spits water in your face. And a random fish flies out and hits you in the face. And then flops on the ground. And he's like, I'm alive. And he looks up and sees everybody. He's like, huh, who are you? Where am I?
And Davy goes, well, you're aboard my ship, mate.
He kind of looks around and looks at everybody and sits up. Pirates? Looks up at the flag. Pirates? He looks over to Davy. You all are pirates?
Guilty as charged.
Wait, we're pirates?
Davy kind of Davy turns to Bubbles and just that scene that Jax is like, so you knew all along. Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And the dwarf whispers to himself, you don't see pirates like this nowadays. Weird.
Pirates is such a strong word. We like to think of ourselves as entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. I love that. He's like, Drew, the dwarf kind of tries to stand up, but ends up falling and lands on his ass again. He's like, my name is Brew Grim. Pleasure to meet you in these weird circumstances. He's kind of just continuing looking around. I'm did y'all save me from the ocean? I'm guessing.
No, we saved you from a lake.
There's a lake? He looks. There's a lake in here, bruh. A lake.
No. What my sarcastic friend meant to say was yes. We pulled you out of the ocean.
Oh. He's thinking, how long was I there for? Oh.
We were hoping you'd tell us.
Oh. I don't know. Last thing I remember was the queen had her god throw me on a ship and then threw me overboard.
Queen?
Yes, the queen she's the evil queen. She's he kind of pauses, trying to gather his thoughts because his mind's kind of scrambled. Yes, from the Empire of Germania.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's a actually, he kind of stands up and he looks around. We're probably not too far from the island. And Davey, that name sounds familiar because the map Leo gave you was a map to an island that had that empire on it.
Okay.
It was the only empire kingdom that was located on that island. The rest of the island was all just woods and shit. But there was the Empire of Germania that was on the map, and it was a map leading you to that island for treasure.
Okay.
That name rings a bell. He gets up, he looks around, and we shouldn't be too far from Germania. And as you were looking at the map, Davey, earlier, you're about half a day to a day's sail. If you booked it, you'd probably be there within like mid-afternoon. We're probably maybe about a day or so trip, if not shorter, from when you were looking at the map earlier. He's like, yes, the Empire of Germania. Queen Rivera is her name, and she's been trying to get rid of me and my siblings for a while now, or getting rid of us so she could find the princess, the true ruler of the empire. So I was on a hunt to go into the castle to try to steal an artifact she holds to be able to awaken the princess, but she obviously got caught, and she decided to throw me in the ocean. So here I am. And then
Wow.
and then he kind of just pauses. And then he starts freaking out. He's like, oh my God, I gotta get back home. The princess! And he's like running around in circles. I gotta make sure my siblings know. Those 6 blubbering idiots not gonna be able to do shit. He's running around the ship, panicking.
Hey, stop going crazy, mate. We could take you back home.
You would do that for me?
Well, you can't just stay here, can you?
Pauses. You're right. And he turns around and points to this guy. Germania!
Do you even know where that is?
And he's in that heroic pose. He's like, no.
Well,
But-
lucky for you, we have a map. So
You have a map! And he goes back to the heroic pose again.
I'll
Freed
text my
Freed
navigator.
leans down. I
You what?
was gonna say like Freed leans down to Davey and is just like, how long is he gonna keep posing like that?
Probably for a while.
And he hears that. He's like, yes, I will pose like this for a while. Because to be a hero, you have to
There you
strike a
go.
pose.
You're really
okay.
weird.
I'm not weird. You're weird. As he kind of just looks up, his neck cracked back, looking up at the orc woman. You're weird.
And I'm gonna bend over, get on one knee, and bend over some more.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just gonna be like, "You're very tiny and small."
Tiny? Well, you're very big and tall.
I'm normal size. I don't know what you're talking about.
humble. He looks around at everybody. I'm taller than her. He points to Davy.
That yeah, being nice. You don't have to point out people's height differences.
I'm just gonna head pat both of them.
God.
I kind of like bat her hands away.
Yeah. But yes, if you, as he's getting his head patted, he kind of thinks, "You all are pirates, right? Right. You all will do a job for a price, right?
Entrepreneurs.
Pins on the job.
If you help me and my 6 siblings wake up the princess."
That's a lot of siblings.
Yes, there's 7 of us in total. Yes, it's a large family. They're all annoying. They're all annoying, and I can't stand any of them.
What's your
But
name?
Brew Grim.
Do you like brew things?
Actually, I do. I like to mess around with alcohol.
Oh, now you're speaking our language, mate.
Yes, I do. I do have some. I figured out how to make whiskey and rum in my own little concoction, my own recipe. I actually think it's quite good, but I haven't had any takers on it yet. So, speaking of which, he
have some on you.
he kind of feels around. He has a little bag. He's kind of sticking his hand in his bag, the satchel on the side. Actually, he pulls out a little bottle, about the size of his hand. It's probably about the size of like a Coke bottle. He's like, I have this little thing of rum here that I've brewed up myself with my own little concoction. It has a coconut flavor. I was messing around with different, more tropical vibe with this one. If you want to try it, he hands it over. He kind of pulls his hand over to Davy for her to take a swig.
Don't mind if I do.
You take a drink, a swig of it. Roll me a con save.
Okay.
Yep. La da
There
da
is
da.
that window. There it is.
Mhm.
A Constitution save.
Yes, a Constitution save. Oh, okay.
I fail probably.
Aim close. So you take one good gulp of it, and you're just like, wow. It hits you hard. This stuff is strong, but it's good. So off of one swig, you're a little tipsy. But it's real fucking good.
Oh, holy hell.
He's like, you like it?
It definitely gets the job done.
He's like, well, for saving me, you can have it.
I raise the bottle to him in like a cheers kind of way.
Yeah. So I spent many years getting that perfect brew of strength and flavor, and I think I did a pretty good job with that one. There's more at home. Back to the point, he's like, outside of me brewing, if you help me and my siblings wake up the princess and put her in the spot she deserves as the ruler of the empire, I'm sure the princess, as well as the kingdom, would reward you handsomely. As well as there'll be more where that came from, as he kind of points to the rum. I can't talk for the princess, but I'm sure she would reward you handsomely for helping her.
Well, just give us a minute or two to discuss this.
He's like, of course.
And like, since all the crew's like standing around,
Yeah, he kind
I
of scurries
don't-
away to give y'all some privacy as he kind of scurries away to the front of the ship and just looks off in the distance. Keeps himself. He's like, I'm gonna give y'all space.
okay, because like Davey was gonna go, okay, and then like look at him, and
Mhm.
then like, shoo.
He can read a room.
yeah.
He gave y'all space. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, before you said that, I was gonna make shoot.
Do you
And-
mind?
It's like a little bit of privacy here.
Yeah.
And I turn towards my crew, and
Mhm.
I just look at them and go, well,
Well,
Well, Scarlet walks over and says, well, if you all want to go on this mission, I mean, I could stay back and keep track of the ship and keep it running. We could circle the island, whatnot. If you guys want, if you points to the rest of the party, if y'all want to venture in, because I mean, you have to have someone on the ship to keep it set and ready if you need a quick escape, right?
of course. But I mean, you heard what he said. He may reward us handsomely, but we don't know what Miss Future Queen would do.
It's true.
Is she going to arrest us? Or
you never know.
I mean,
Go on.
we're without. If we do this, then we'll be the ones that wake her up. So it'd be kind of a dick move if she just like, it's like, hey, thanks for waking me up, Jaya.
Oh, yeah, but we're also branded as pirates. Kind of illegal.
Illegal
I mean-
Schmeagle.
Well, she doesn't exactly need to know that, right, Captain?
And Scarlet's like, the only one that knows that we're pirates is Peru
Entrepreneurs.
over there. Yes, we're not pirates. We're entrepreneurs, like Colby said. The only one knows that the term pirate is. She kind of points to the dwarf. We can always tell him not to let anyone know that we're pirates necessarily.
Miss you.
Huh? What? Sorry. Oh, you called Brew?
Yeah, Mr. Brew.
He's like, huh? Yes, as he kind of waddles back.
That little icon.
I know, right? I love it. Wait till you see the brother and one sister. The brothers and one sister. Anyway, he waddles back. Yes, Captain.
If we are to accept this job,
Mm-hmm.
there is something of concern,
And what's that?
and we need to make sure that you are okay with secrets.
Of course.
Right. Okay. So obviously, you know exactly what we are, and you know that we're not very, what you could say, friends with anything that has to do with the crown, no matter whose crown it is.
True. But I mean,
We can't guarantee your princess won't lock us up. So
I can't guarantee that.
Right.
Of course, I'm not her. She's currently in a deep slumber, but
right. So we just need to make sure that Little Miss Princess just doesn't know that we are pirates.
he's looking at everybody.
And like I'm just eyeing him down. And my hand, I have one hand that's just like dangling down to the side. The one that's wrapped up is dangling down to the side. And the other one is just kind of like resting, like not threateningly,
Yeah.
just like as you know, in a casual way, but like it's resting on my rapier.
Okay. Roll me a. Should I make it charisma or intimidation? Because you're not really intimidating him, right? Are you?
I'm not.
Then roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion.
Yeah. See if this conversation. 19. Okay. So you talk to him about this, and he pauses. He kind of looks at everybody. He's like, "I don't have to let anyone know that you all are pirates.
Perfect.
That's not part of the. That's knowledge that doesn't need to be known at all."
Perfect. And if this job goes well, and I wrap my hand, like the hand that was like resting on my rapier, I wrap my arm around his shoulder, and I go, then you might have gained a few customers of your lovely rum. And I pat his shoulder, and I start walking away.
He's like, he gets all jittery, jumps up like a foot in the air. Oh, thank God we're going to take down Queen Rivera. Oh, thank the gods.
And like, Davey hears that and just thank the gods. And I go, Garlet, let's look at the map and we'll find our way over to Germania. Like I had to like look for a second and go, Germania, let's go.
Germania. He's like, Germania.
Same thing. And
same thing, different content. Yeah, same thing. Like, Germania. Yeah, okay. It's girl's like, yes, ma'am.
And then we go, I'm gonna go lead her to my cabin so that we can look over the map.
Cool. So you go off with Scarlet to look over the map. What is everyone else doing with this? Is anyone interacting with this dwarf in any way, or asking him questions, anything of that nature? What's everyone do? Go back to bed? Again, it's like 4 in the morning or so.
I'm just gonna lay down on the deck while still being large.
Okay. The suspiciously giant woman. And Bruce is like, oh. He's just standing there twiddling his thumbs.
Back to sleep.
Back to sleep.
So,
although I'm examining my neck.
Yeah, I was about to say, actually, I'm going to go ahead and, kind of pull,
Tama?
Tama, yeah, aside and talk.
So we got Scarlet and Davy going into the captain's quarters. We have Colby and Tama thing setting aside. Freed, what you gonna do?
So Freed is just let's see, what is he gonna do? Still like late in the night, right?
It's about 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's a couple hours before sunrise. It's like three and a half hours before sunrise. You can go to bed, you can interact with Baru, you could do whatever.
Yeah, he's just gonna go to bed.
And go back to bed? Okay. So you take your trident. And do you retract your trident?
Yeah.
Your trident can go back to being like a you figure out what talking with Caspian, you figure out your of course your trident can actually, I think it was from the get-go, your trident can retract to like a tattoo on your arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it retracts back to and attaches to your arm like as a tattoo. And you go back to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bubbles, you're just gonna chill on the ship, sleep?
Yep.
Yep, Cool. You're going back to sleep as a large woman. Got it. Orc woman. You're just like, got it. All right. So, Davy and Scarlet and Tama and Colby. Let's do. Did I forget anybody? No. That's it. That's everybody. Right? Yes. Yes. So, Tama and Colby, we'll do you first. All right, so Colby, you pull Tama aside as everyone's kind of breaking and either going back to bed or doing whatever jobs they were doing before. As they kind of not pull up the anchor yet because they're going to wait for the orders for the captain, but they're kind of just keeping an eye out, going back to the crow's nest or doing whatever they were doing before. Just the ship is not moving currently.
Oh.
Right now. So you pull them aside.
Oh, well. Hello, Tama.
Hey, what is it?
Oh, I just wanted to talk. Get to know you a little bit.
That's suspicious.
That's weird.
That's weird.
You know, it's important when we go on missions and important, possibly dangerous missions that we trust the people that we stand shoulder to shoulder with.
I don't like where you're going with that. I don't like that tone.
I don't like that tone either. Hello?
Hello.
I'm not aligned with any missions, but I kind of get your point.
The tea.
You know, if there's anything you ever want to come and talk to me about, I am always open to help.
Talk about beating around the bush. Now that strikes you as a little weird, Tama.
Well, of course it does. Like,
Yeah.
off the table, we would be like, I got this strange second mouth. Do you know anything about that?
You could ask him that very much so if you wanted to. You could very well do that. See, he's a cleric of a gods. I mean, if anyone's gonna know about that, you would think it would be him because there's no one else on the ship that's. I would say the most, with the knowledge that you know, the people that would know anything at all about that, or closest you would think would either be Colby or Scarlet. And Scarlet's with the captain currently.
I'll probably mention the mouth thing because I've been covering it up recently.
All right. Well, let's role play it out. So, Tama, Colby offers to say, "Hey, if you ever need to talk about anything, he's here."
Is there somewhere private where no one else can hear us?
Right now you guys are in kind of a secluded spot. No one's at the front of the ship or whatnot. Everyone's around you, but like not close enough where they can hear you.
I don't really have like an office, do I?
No. The most private spot would probably be on the deck, or at the very bottom in the kitchen. But then you got the chef down there. So up here would probably be the best bet because right now there's no one.
Moments like a doctor's office, like, what can you tell me about this? And they just be like,
Yeah.
here's the second mouth.
Because right now, I would say that no one's at the front of the ship because there's no one in the crow's nest at the very front. There's one of the elves is in the other crow's nest towards the back of the ship, but up front, there's no one up there. It's just y'all. Everyone else is in towards the back of the ship or the middle of the ship. So you guys are not anywhere close to anybody where they can eavesdrop or hear anything. So you guys are as private as you're going to get.
I would ask about removing demonic possession.
Oh,
Well, demonic possessions can be a little tricky. Sometimes the demons make it quite troublesome to be removed from the possessed body.
What if you ate the body
Ooh.
and had some changes like this, and then I show him my neck?
You unwrap your neck and you lift up your neck and you see there's a mouth there. And
Yes,
you kind of see the sign of the teeth.
I may have caught a glimpse of that earlier. It is a little concerning.
A little? Wee woo, wee woo,
Wee woo, wee
wee
woo.
woo.
Yeah. I'd like to try a few things if you don't mind.
As long as they're quick.
They're pretty quick.
What are you
So
gonna do?
He's gonna cast a few spells and see
Okay.
what just throw a few
Who
kitchen
wrenches at
sinks
it?
at the wall and see what sticks.
Okay.
So we're
okay.
gonna try a cure wounds and just at first, just simple.
All right. So you cast Cure Wounds. If you've lost 10 hit points, Tama, you gain them back, but the mouth is still there.
Okay. We're gonna give it a little lesser restoration this time now.
Okay. A little lesser restoration. Nothing happens. No.
No, nothing.
No.
Okay.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. So he's gonna try to remove curse. Perhaps it's some type of curse.
Okay. The touch on curses affecting one creature or an object. If it's cursed, magic unknown, curse remains. The spell breaks. No, nothing happens. Mouth is still there.
Nothing happens. Okay. Really putting me through
The
my
ringer.
the ringer. Yes. Okay, we're gonna try a little aura of purity. I'm just gonna go through my list now.
Okay. Purified energy radiates from you in an aura with 30 feet. Spell ends, the aura moves with you, centered on points. Can't be diseased, radiance of poison. The following. Okay.
Now this is happening in the middle of the night, right?
Yes.
And on the top of the deck, I just imagine that it's just like a whole bunch of just flashes of different colors. Just nope, nothing. Nope, nothing. Nope.
There's some of the crew members are just like, what the fuck is going on over there? But everyone's like, mind your business. That's not our business. Mind your own business. It's not our problem. Don't mind your business till it's our problem. And they're just like ignoring it. They pretend they don't see it.
It's a holy warrior thing. Don't ask questions.
All right. This is the last ditch effort. The
Yeah,
last thing I got.
Because the aura of purity didn't do nothing. Yeah. Greater
Restoration.
restoration. Okay. Positive energy. All effects on the target are charmed. Okay, so as you do that, the mouth opens up and almost looks like it eats the magic, eats the spell, but it doesn't go away.
Oh, that's alarming.
It's like a little, it's like and you see it kind of chewing, and Tama, you feel it kind of chewing because it's another mouth of yours, so you feel like the chewing of it.
Yeah. Tastes like divinity in blessed days.
It tastes like lavender.
Okay, that's good too.
Yeah.
Okay then. Right. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this piece of cloth that I have and this rope, and we're just gonna tie it really tight around, and let's just let's make sure you can breathe. But we're just gonna hide this thing for now, and until we can find a little something that might work.
So, what are you gonna do? You're gonna.
It's just gonna make a little cloth, like just tight. thing to keep it covered.
Keep it shut and
Yeah.
covered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gagged your second mouth. Great. You feel the pressure of it. And you're just like, okay, this is great. Side eye. Bombastic side eye.
Bombastic.
Feels like a weird ascot.
Criminal side eye.
Ascot.
Yeah, like Fred.
Yes, like Fred. Lord.
Yeah.
He and Daphne wear ascots, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. So cool. So now it's covered.
Yes, we'll just keep an eye on that, and if anything else happens, just let me know.
Certainly. You've been a help, Colby.
Oh, I try.
And Colby, you're thinking, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? That's concerning. Yeah. You're like,
Spoke so high, I don't think it picked up.
oh. He's like, Pepper Jack, what the fuck is that? Hello, help me. Confusion.
We'll just pray on that one.
We'll pray on that one. I love that. We'll pray on that. I'll pray for you. Oh, God.
Lots of prayers.
Lots of prayers. Sorrows.
Sorrows, prayers.
Yes. Sorrows, prayers.
Pumpernickel.
That's all I got.
Right? That's all you got. You're like, damn, that's everything I got. I got
Yeah.
nothing.
Has the
So
same
you go-
energy as open sesame. Well, I tried.
Same thing. Same vibe. So, what do you do now, Colby? You leave him?
Yeah.
Right, you leave him. You're like, I don't, I'm done. Bye. All right, so now we jump over to Davy and Scarlet. So you go back to the captain's quarters and you pull out the map. And Scarlet's like, oh, as you're showing her the map, you're like, okay, here's where we're going. And Scarlet's looking it over and she's like, oh, yes. I was going off the map of what you gave me anyway because I was driving through obviously sailing the ship tonight. So we're actually further up. We're closer to here. So we're probably about half a day or so. So we probably, if we continue on from now, we probably get there by like mid to late morning, Captain.
Right. That's if we continue to sail through the night.
Which we most certainly can. The crew is still the crew that's working for the night, as well as myself, is still willing to do it.
Right.
And we could stop about here. And she points to like offshore, a couple miles, and she points out, she's like, we do have smaller boats that you and your party could go in and travel the rest of the way to shore, and then with Brew, and then go from that, and we can just circle the island. Trying to think, does anyone have sending? Do any of you guys have sending or any way of communication between the ship and y'all?
I have a communication method.
I have sending.
And what's the communication method, Bubbles?
I just throw someone over there.
God, I hope you do that. As long as somebody has some form of communication, sending or otherwise, Scarlet will point that out. Says, well, I'm sure someone in your group has some way of communication, so we can keep in contact. If anything goes south, then we can come right in and get you and your party off the island.
Or he just howls.
Yeah.
He'll just howl until somebody like comes over and see what's up.
But we could circle the island just far enough where we're not in sight of anyone. If we can keep to the more rule sides rather than on the Empire's side. If this map is correct,
That's,
we can keep out of sight of them.
that is smart. I think that we should stick to that. Whoever is going to take your place whenever it comes to steering the ship, make sure to let them know.
Sure, but like I said, I could stay. Scarlet points out, says, you guys have some extra members. I could stay on the ship and help run everything as well as continue to steer while you are on the island. I can hold the fort here.
Don't forget to rest.
Of course. I've gotten familiar with some of the crew members here, so I can have one of them that I trust run the show as I rest and whatnot. I don't want smaller the number the better, and I don't think there's gonna be enough of you. It's gonna be you, Tama, Colby, Bubbles, the dwarf, and Freed. So that's 6 of you. At least it's about 6 of you. So I don't think that it'd be smart for all of us to go.
Oh,
Smaller the number, the better.
Of course. That's always a better plan.
Of course. Yeah, I'll have someone make sure they cover me so I can rest. Rest for a portion while you're gone, and then we'll be ready to go when y'all are good to go. And we'll be on site, so if you need a quick escape, just let one of us know, and we'll be right there to pick you up.
Wonderful. And I clap. I clap Scarlet like on her shoulder. I had to jump and do it just which is more like her shoulder blade.
Yeah.
It's like that sounds like a good plan. I would say get a little bit of rest before we start our journey.
Of course.
And I go, let's go, and I walk back up to deck.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. So that is the plan. Scarlet is going to get the only other person that knows how to steer the ship, as well as her, is, and even then he's not a pro at it yet, is Boffus. So she's like,
God.
Boffus, you need to steer the ship. You've got this. We've been working on it for a little while. You're fine. Boffus is like, yeah. I got this. It's fine. You can rest for a few hours. I got this. We're fine. And Scarlet's like, please. And she's like, please, Boffus. Please. Don't do anything rash and stupid. And Boffus is like, when have I heard anything stupid? And she's just like, she looks up to the sky and she says, she whispers to herself, Gods, please, let this go. I didn't want to be thrown overboard. I survived. I didn't get killed by them once. I don't want to risk it again. Please. As she's walking down underneath, and Boffus is just sitting up there. He's as they're picking up the anchor and getting everything ready to set sail again. And what, Tama and Colby? So are y'all going back to rest for the night, or what's happening?
Is there a spot where I can just be by myself?
Yes, you can be by yourself if you want. Did you want to stay on top of the deck?
For now.
Okay. Colby, what you doing? Going to bed?
I think, is the captain still awake?
Did Davy stay up after Scarlet left?
Just to give out orders to the ones that were staying up for the night.
Okay.
And then Davy would probably go back to her quarters.
So, Davy, as you're done giving orders to the crew that's staying up for the night, Colby, you do see her heading back towards her quarters. You are more than happy to pull her aside or follow her. Get in contact with her if you wish.
We'll wait. We'll wait on that.
You're gonna wait on that?
Yeah.
Okay. See what you do. Going to bed?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of like, that's a job for later. And then you're like, I'm tired. So you go down to take a cat nap.
Mm-hmm.
Tama, you are upstairs on the deck still by yourself.
Is there an open sky?
Yes, there is. It's clear.
I'm gonna
Stars in the sky, everything.
I'm gonna take out the 2 souls.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna stare at them for a moment.
Uh-huh. So you're looking at these 2 souls. They're like, they feel like glass. When you hold them in your hand, they kind of feel like glass, but they're very a dim light, and they're very flowy and like aura, kind of like a smoking aura. But they're very like, they feel like glass when you hold them. And yeah, you're staring at them.
I think out loud if it's really worth it.
Uh-huh.
And I
What are you
let
gonna
them
do?
both go.
Oh,
Yep, no eating.
you're gonna let them go.
Yes.
Okay, roll me a.
You're gonna make me roll for it, like, psych, you're eating them anyway.
Roll me a flat D. Roll me a D100. And call
Out here.
high. What?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Roll me a D100 and call high or low.
Okay, I'm gonna try low.
Okay.
Out here littering souls.
Okay.
Looks low to me.
All right. All right. So you let them go, but you feel your second mouth moving. Teeth are chattering, and you're hearing like your body is saying you're hungry. You're getting the feeling like I'm starving, I need to eat, and it's basically your body's craving the souls. You're hungry. Like you haven't eaten in days. You still let them go?
Well, yeah, because
Okay.
I went through and I'm letting them go because I rolled the right number. But let's say I
Okay.
have that instinct to try and grab them back, but it's too late.
Right. So you let them go and they kind of float off. And they eventually get far enough where they just fade. So you did not devour those 2 souls. Damn it.
I'm just reading that Winter and Soul might not like that.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I
Okay.
literally worship them.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you let them go and you stand up there and you watch them fade into the distance, and you hear like your little, like the hunger in you, and it's like, damn, you should fucking eat them. But you still stand by your choice of no, let those souls go, which you can't do anything about now. But your body's just like hungry.
It's like there will always be more.
Oh.
That's what temptation is. It's not like you resist it once
love
and then you're all
that.
set. It's just it's gonna come
Uh,
back.
Yeah. I love that. All right.
I was like, if I've held on to them this long and I haven't eaten them, I was like, I might as well let them go.
I respect that choice. So what you gonna do now? Go to bed?
I'm gonna try and go to sleep on an empty stomach.
Okay.
An empty soul stomach.
An empty soul stomach. Like you, when you like, it takes you a little bit to go to bed because your mouth, because the second mouth, the teeth are chattering. Like they're kind of like,
Just like the intrusive thoughts.
yep, the
I
intrusive
get it.
thoughts.
Oh God.
As you sleep, Tama,
Oh, damn it.
you are confronted by back in your little dream space. You see Amulish, Ulamash. There you go, Ulamash. I have it written up. I'm like, how do I pronounce it again? You see Ulamash, and he's laying down, like laying on the ground on his side, laying his head's laying on his hand, and he's kind of just floating there. He's like, "Why didn't you eat?"
You know, that's a real good question.
You had those two souls in your hands. And you're obviously hungry. I can feel it. But you let them go.
Well, I've got two goddesses to appease, and they don't exactly like me eating these. I know I want power, but I don't know if this is the best way to go about getting it.
And he lays on his back as he's floating around. And he's just like, and you think those two will get you power? Oh, you poor misguided animal. Those two are so far up their own asses. They don't care. And he just floats around. He floats right by you. But what I'm showing you, what I'm telling you to devour souls, that will get you the power you desire. Not listening to some gods. And he does air quotes, life and death. Ugh, makes me sick.
I really regret eating you.
No, you don't. I make your life more interesting. Good to show you the real way. Because those two only want to show you what will benefit them.
Just like you're showing me what benefits you.
Not me. Oh, no. I don't gain anything from this. You devoured me. I'm part of you now. I'm teaching you a way to get what you want. But I don't benefit it. I have no point of benefit from anything because I got no body anymore. You devoured it. Or did you forget? I'm nothing more than a little voice in your head. But I'm a voice that comes with knowledge. Ways. I know things that you will figure out on your own, or when we get to that point, I can disclose with you. There are much more powerful things than those two. Way greater. So you can continue to following the ways of life and death for this world, this mess you call a world. Or I can show you a way that's not of this world and more powerful. Choice is up to you, though. I'm just here, floating around, scrambling around in your head.
It's like I'm just living in your head rent free.
Yeah, he is. He has nothing else better to do. He's just like, I see potential here. You have a goal. I wanted to help you get that goal. It's better than just floating around here.
We'll see how that plays out. Right now, I really need to sleep. I know sometimes I leave awkward pauses here because I don't know what to say.
Oh no, that's fine. It plays into that. It's fine. I like that because it leaves like a good pause, like he's thinking away. It makes Thomas seem like he's thinking, like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
And then the scene ends.
And it ends, and we're in morning. Morning time. So, morning happens a few hours later. It's probably about 9 o'clock. We'll say everyone gets up, whatnot. Everyone's eating breakfast, whatever, working the ship, keeping everything set sail. The ship's still sailing, sailed through the night. What's everyone doing?
On the ship, checking to see everybody's doing their job.
Okay.
Blasting out orders when needed.
Okay. So, Davey, you're walking around the ship, making sure everything's up and running, and it seems to be. You get up to Bothus, and he's steering the ship, and he's just like, so we're on course. He's like, he says that, but he says that almost like with a tone of like, I think we're on course. But he's like, we're on course.
I give him a very doubtful look.
And Scarlet walks up, and he sees the look on your face, and she's like, she looks at Bothus, please tell me you're on course. And he's like, yes, we're on course. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, it's right there. And she's like, what are you talking? She turns around, and the ship is getting a little too close to shore.
Jesus Christ.
Dangerously. And she's like, no, stop the ship. She's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to the island. He's like, you can't go too close. And you can kind of hear the bottom of the ship scraping across the floor. It's getting a little too close. You feel like,
he's like, we've hit the reef.
and she's like, no! And she takes it and she boom steers it. It doesn't do any significant damage per se. Like there's no water coming in or anything. But you felt the initial. It's like, no! And after a few minutes, you don't feel the anymore. And she's just like, oh my. Bothus, go, please. I will steer the ship. My God, I gotta teach somebody else.
I mean, I know how to just drive a ship.
And she pauses and she's like,
Slowly
God, I wish she would have known that.
turns her head to Bubbles. and we are just learning about this now.
I mean, y'all never asked.
That's fat.
We
She's
did,
like-
though. I asked you what jobs you were able to do on the ship when you first arrived.
And I said anything, but I'm good at repairing.
That doesn't narrow it down to all of the jobs. Because there's a lot of jobs
Oh my
here,
God.
Miss Bubbles.
That's funny. And Scarlet steering the ship.
Anything could mean that you're good at scrubbing off the things that attach to the bottom of the ship. It's too early for me to remember what they are.
Barnacles?
There you go. See, that's the last. It could be that.
I'll do a head pat and it's like, good, you're getting there.
Oh,
I knew what they were, and I slapped her hand off my head. It's just early. What the hell?
what?
Okay. No, it sounded like someone ripped a really big one in my room, but it just turns out that Dean like crunched his water bottle, but it sounded like a, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, damn, bro, what did you eat today? Anyway, beside the point. Miss Bubbles. Next time, I would like a little bit more clarification on what your skill sets are.
Oh, they're simple. I know how to work a ship. I know how to repair a ship. And I know how to kill things.
Right. So, stick with Scarlet, work out a schedule, and we will find a different job for Boffus.
Oh no, I thought Boffus made a good helmsman.
Not whenever he's scraping my ship against the reef.
Yeah, but that gives me job security.
Damn.
Man, being a pirate gives you job security. There's never any worry about that. You never know who you're going to run up against, and they might blow a hole in my ship, to which you can repair it.
Damn. God, I love this crew. Good.
Now, please get with Miss Scarlet and work out a schedule. And I walk away and make sure that everybody else is doing their job.
Oh gosh. Oh, the fun of it. So Scarlet,
Right now, she's just like, Jesus fucking Christ.
what have I done?
ship."
So, Scarlet steers the ship away from the reef at safe distance, and then the anchor goes down, and the little dinghy, the little ship, the little boat, they get that ready for you guys to go off onto, make your little journey to the island. The crew is aware that you all are going. Well, the party is going, and Scarlet will stay back and help keep track of what happens on the ship, as well as keeping a lookout between her and the other crew that's not Boffus, that she trusts, that's not Boffus. We'll keep everything up and running and keep an eye out for the captain as well as the party if they need to make a quick getaway off of the island. And their job is to keep hidden from the Empire and make sure no one sees them, which they will do. Without no one has to worry about any like rolling or anything like that. They'll be at a distance, so they'll be there. Yes, what's everyone doing before you all decide to get on the boat, on the little boat, to get to the island? Is there anything
How far
in
away is the
particular?
island?
How many? Oh God, how many miles? I'm trying to think of a logical distance. I don't know how long shores are usually. Shallows. How long they usually run on. How far out? I would say 5. 5 miles?
Quarter of a mile would be like
Quarter of a mile?
like anchor out and like get to the shore. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say a little
If
further
the
than that.
if the shallows are safe enough to sail in.
Yeah. Which, from the area that you guys are at currently, they are. So a quarter of a mile, we'll say a little further than that. We'll probably say about 2 miles out. So just a little further out. Try to keep as distant enough where they don't get, they're not as noticeable, I guess. It's about 2 miles out.
I mean, at 2 miles, Bubble wouldn't mind trying to swim that.
I mean, Bubbles could swim that if they wanted to. If she wanted to.
Yeah, Bubbles will probably, before the ship is even loaded, will jump out and start swimming.
Cool. So to get done with the captain, you just jump in the water. And boom.
Yeah, instead of
Swim
making a
towards the
schedule
island.
with Scarlet, I'm just going to be like, I'm going to swim. Bye.
And she just jumps overboard. And Brew
So
is
she's disobeying an order. And that's what she's saying. She's disobeying an order from her captain.
yeah.
She
Looks
be
like
committing
it.
her own mutiny.
Pirate.
And Brew's over the edge watching as she's swimming, and Brew's like, what a woman. He's crushing on Bubbles like hard.
Well, Bubbles wouldn't know that, as Bubbles is currently swimming.
Yeah. No. No one else will know. Bubbles wouldn't know, but everyone else does. And the crew members are looking at each other going, oh. It's like this dwarf. So what's everyone doing before y'all get on the boat? You want to do anything in particular, or you just want, or we can just jump ahead and everyone gets on the boat.
I mean, Davey doesn't have anything else.
Okay.
Fame.
Okay.
I think I'll just get on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colby?
Same.
Got it. All right, so we'll just jump ahead a little bit. About 20, 30 minutes later, the boat gets ready. You all get on the boat, and you all start. The boat drops lowered into the water, and the crew watches as you row yourself to shore. I would say rowing a boat, that would go about 2 miles, and that would be like hour? No. Yes? No. How long would that take?
Probably.
Maybe, half an hour.
Let's say
Well,
about
it
30
depends on
minutes.
how.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how fast you row, because if you're rowing 5 miles an hour,
And how choppy the waters are.
The water's pretty calm. The waters have not been necessarily really rough, since last night, so it hasn't. So it's clear skies, pretty blue water, nothing too crazy. So it's like it's normal, nothing extreme. So I would say probably like 30, 45 minutes. You make steady pace, and eventually you get to shore. The boat gets onto the sand, and the dwarf jumps off it, and he kisses the sand. Says, "Oh, land! Oh, how I've missed thee!" And he starts kissing the sand. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh, how I've missed you, island! What's everyone do? Is there any reaction to that?
Davey's just like eyeing him.
Side eye.
Yeah, just side eye.
Bubbles is
just-
probably. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Go for it.
No, Bubbles is probably just like on the beach, sitting, waiting for y'all.
Yeah, I would say you got there like 10. Ooh, 1 knot. Oh. Doing math. 1 knot is 1.1 miles per hour. Okay. I've done this. God, I forgot to do a lot of math on this with the ships and shit. Like that one time that one time we thought we almost killed a character because they were falling.
Listen, that was not.
I know.
That was
and the ship.
James like panic calling me in the middle of the day, being like,
that was great.
I think I killed Bradley's character. And having to fucking do the Pythagorean theorem.
D&D will make you do math, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen, if you are... I really hope that you're not. But if you are a teenager listening to this and thinking, when the hell am I ever going to do geometry like this in real life? Yeah, this, D&D.
What if I never played D&D?
Then why the fuck are you listening to us?
Right.
I like playing it, so I like listening.
This subject will be useful. It's like, well, I'm never gonna do this. Well, I don't know what to tell you, kid. It's just required by the government to teach you this.
Yeah. Well, it's like mine was. Well, it's. I thought it was dumb. I was like, I'm never gonna use this. This isn't gonna be part of my skill set as an adult. Again, the only time I ever use this type of math is while playing D&D.
And then it just shows up. You're like, how in the hell?
I was so angry. I was like, I can't even use that argument anymore because I used stupid math. I'm like, fuck Dungeons and Dragons.
So 1 kilometer would be 0.62 miles. And the boat can go about...
I don't know why we're worried about that. We measure by feet anyway in D&D.
Yeah. No, we'll say about 30 minutes.
We don't measure in knots. We don't measure in miles unless it's like long distances. We measure by feet, so something that we don't have to worry about right now.
But the rest of the world's not like the U.S. and we use feet and...
I mean, I'm pretty sure that the rest of the world who plays Dungeons and Dragons does go by feet because that is
I bet they do.
Common measurement in Dungeons and Dragons rule books.
Well, I'm sure they might specialize, might change it for other countries because they don't use that metric system.
They do.
We have listeners that are not from the United States. Like, do you still use the feet measuring system?
I mean,
in Dungeons and Dragons, let us know.
Yeah, let us know because that's interesting.
Tweet at us at Voidonica. That's at BOI. What a plug, right?
We'll say after a certain amount of time. We don't have to disclose how long it takes unless someone wants to role play it out. Y'all get to shore. Bubbles has already been there for a little bit, waiting, and then the dwarf jumps down and starts kissing. It's in the sand.
Walk past the dwarf. And I go, Miss Bubbles.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I expect you to do something whenever I ask you to do it.
Ooh. In trouble.
And I don't mind your free spirits. I actually welcome it, but the management of my ship takes priority. Please don't let it happen again.
Is your ship working?
I told you to set up a schedule with Miss Scarlet. That would help with my ship working.
I'll drive the ship whenever she's asleep. I'll fix the ship whenever the ship is broke.
I love this dynamic.
Just like Davey's like, please, I just want my ship to be good.
Rage
And
just
I'll
standing
kill
right
things
behind.
whenever there are things to be killed.
And that is true.
Thank
Bubbles
you,
has been useful. Very useful.
Oh no, she's not like Davey. Like Davey is not upset at how like not like that because she's useful. She's just
Yeah.
like, please, like I asked you, and like this is my first time being a captain for a ship. I just want everything to go okay. Like, please. And I'm trying not to not be like my last captain. So please.
I'll pat her on the head and be like, I'll be a good crew member for you.
Oh my god. And ooh,
She just thank you. And I turn towards Mr. Brew and I go, well, you know this place better than I do.
he's like, yes, we go this way, and he points towards the woods.
And Davy just,
Do you get on Freed's shoulders like you normally would?
yes.
So you walk over the Freed, and you're just like,
Uppies.
up.
Uppies.
Free just like casually picks with one hand, just like picks up Davy and just puts her on his shoulder.
Oh my god. Yes, like that.
Jeez.
God damn. So,
Yes.
oh my god. Uppies.
Upsies.
Uppies.
So, yeah, you get on Freed's shoulder and start heading into the woods. Now, Brew is just chat. Huh?
So I was
Oh,
quoting, I was quoting Road Down the
backyard
Road.
again.
No, down the trail we blaze.
So Brew leads the party, and he's like, lucky enough, we were on the right side of the island, because I thought we were going to end up on the other. It would take much longer to get to the cabin, but he's looking around, and he licks his finger and points in the air. We should be near the corpse. This is probably about an hour after walking in the woods. We should be near the giant corpse now. And he jumps out the bush. And he's like, we are. And he points to, let me change the map. You guys are standing in front of, after about an hour walking in the woods, you guys are now standing in front of a corpse of a giant.
That's a huge bitch.
And Bruce's like, yes, that's this island used to be home to giants once upon a time, or so the tales say. We don't really go mess with the corpse because it's some groups on this island, some people see this as a holy site of a giant, and there's other factors, and suppose there's a legend of a now Dakota, this is where we're kind of make the character fit, kind of changing as far as how you like the fact that how your character getting introduced. There's a legend of a knight from a while back that supposedly he's here somewhere in this corpse, but no one really goes looking because it's a holy site. Not everyone deals with the corpse of a giant. As he says that, as you guys are walking along the path, does anyone roll me a perception check?
I'll do it.
Yep.
I have a 22 passive perception.
Damn.
I don't see shit.
Holy shit.
Damn.
That's a nat one. I'm like,
Wow.
God, in my own world.
Damn. So
Like what? What?
damn. 8, 9, 4. So okay. So
Oh, Jacob, yay!
Bubbles, you see nothing. Davey, you literally see nothing. You're too fixed side eyeing the dwarf. Tama, you see nothing. Jake, Freed, as you're walking, you see movement coming from behind the bones of the giant, behind the elbow.
I see
You're-
movement behind the elbow.
Yeah, you're seeing like atop of something's head of something scurrying about.
Okay. So cool thing about Freed is
Mhm.
that
You smell?
he also gets his smell and his hearing is a lot better too. So like,
Yes.
what is?
You're smelling something. You're smelling a rat. It smells like the scent is very similar to a rat.
Okay.
So you're like, I'm smelling a rat. Do you let the party know?
Yeah. So
Can I go run up to
guys.
the sword?
You want what?
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. So what did you want to do, Bubbles?
Can I go run up to the sword?
You want to run up to the remains of the sword?
Yeah. Sorry. I kind of messed up my audio there for a second.
Okay. So, Freed, as you're smelling the scent of what's around here, Bubbles, you walk up to the start of the remains of the sword because the sword's rusted and in pieces, and it's just like rusted metal.
Is there any
Bubbles.
writing on it?
Is there any writing on it?
Yeah.
No. Not on the blade itself, from what you can tell. As you're looking at this, trying to find writing, Freed.
Guys, there's someone over there. And Freed points to the elbow.
As he says that, Bubbles, as you're looking at the sword, you notice something staring at you. As it head rises.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm to be the Jamie of this podcast. Finding a character sheet in German Dungeons and Dragons, it is in fact in meters.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
work.
I stand corrected.
Work.
I know when to admit when I'm wrong.
Fair. That's just fair. So
But
yeah.
fuck you if I have to admit it.
No, I'm not upset about it. I'm not James.
Fair.
Fair.
So at Bubbles, as you hear Freed say that and you're looking at the sword, you see something in the corner of your eye, you look up and you see what looks to be a rat humanoid come up from behind the bones of the arm of this giant. And then you see 4 more pop up in between different bones and underneath the sword. So you see a total of 5 of these rat folk.
Colby's ears perk up and his eyes get all like focused.
Are there any
So is
pieces of
Freed.
bones?
Huh?
Are there any like pieces of bones?
Yes, there are pieces of bones lodged in the ground.
Could I say pick one up and throw it like a javelin?
You could. Yeah. You could. So as you go to try to rip up a bone from the ground, that's where we're ending today's episode.
And flashback to my first run of Tomb of Annihilation.
What do you mean?
One of my players decided to throw a skull at Nanny Poo Poo. like right before she like was gonna give them a quest. They're like, I don't trust her, and went and grabbed a skull and threw it at her. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, okay, let's go. We're gonna fight her.
So, thank you guys for joining us for today's episode. Catch us next time as they take on these rat folk. Fight them, talk them down, whatever that may be. And the introduction to our new character, Myth, will be next week as well. So until then, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.